morning.
Good morning.
Let's begin with prayer. Mother, Father, God, Lord of the universe, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for loving us enough to give us guidance and direction when we ask, seek, and knock. We affirm our intention to follow your lead and to live our truth in every now moment. We affirm the growth and prosperity of Unity on Eastern Shore, knowing that all good is already complete in divine mind, and we now call that growth and prosperity to us. We hold our thoughts in a positive vein, in line with that which we desire to experience, for we have learned that our mind action creates our lives and our world. Where there is something that others might call dis-ease, we affirm perfect ease. Where something exists that others might call lack, we affirm perfect abundance now replaces that limiting idea. We understand that thoughts held in mind produce and create after their own kind. So we now choose a new way, a new thought, a more positive, loving, harmonious thought that welcomes the perfection of the one divine mind into our world. We claim the promises made by Jesus, our way shower, and we know that we can do all he did and more, even creating wonderful outcomes. And so it is. Amen. Today is my last serious Sunday message. Next Sunday, I will bring a message, but it'll be more fun. So this is my last serious message. And I thought, I still don't want to make it too serious. So I went back to several of my other messages from years past, and I pulled a piece from this one and a piece from that one, and a little bit from here and a little bit from here. And I put together some ideas that are just good reminders for all of us. And as we know, according to our banner here in front, all is in divine order. So today I want to talk about following directions, because that's what I've been trying to do for 13 years, is follow divine directions. We humans, we're something else, aren't we? Some of us are very talented at following a map or written directions, and others get lost much of the time, or ignore directions, or won't even ask for directions. Did you ever order something that came in a box and required some assembling? Ever tried putting something like that together and not follow the directions? Oh, this is simple, I can do it. Well, some lists of directions were written in rather poor English by someone in China and are a bit weird and a little hard to follow. However, our friends can be very good at giving us good instructions and good directions if we listen. An old blacksmith was making horseshoes, and they were red hot as he was hammering them into shape. A teenage boy walked into the blacksmith shop and was fascinated by what the old man was doing. The teen had lots of questions, and the old man answered them very patiently. He specifically told the boy that the horseshoes were very hot. The teen bragged that he was just sure he could do what the old man was doing. The man finished one horseshoe and dropped it on the ground. The teenager went over and picked it up, dropped it right away. And the old man grinned and said, "Hot, isn't it?" The prideful teen said, "No, it just doesn't take me long to look at a horseshoe." If we don't listen and don't understand, read, or study and use the instructions, the maps, the directions, and guidelines we've already been given, we're liable to end up burning ourselves. In fact, we're liable to think that we cannot create miracles, or forget that we have a hand in creating our reality. Or we might believe that the outer world controls us and our lives. Maybe we read all the books on which we can get our hands, and maybe we check out books from our Unity library. Maybe we even tell others what we've learned. Then we must utilize all the information, the maps, the guidelines, and the instructions and directions we've received. Some of the best advice we ever get is from parents and loving friends who truly care about us. Their advice is tantamount to guidance and directions, maps for finding our next steps in life. One of their guidelines and directions might be, follow your heart. There are studies about the human embryo and how cells start to divide and function as the various parts of the body. The heart is the first organ to form, and it starts beating very early in this process. The heart and the brain together create an electromagnetic field. In that activity, the heart is about 1,000 times stronger than the brain. We are walking, talking energy fields, creating as we go. Every cell is an energy pack. We are packages of energy. We tend to identify our feelings, our emotional self, our true character with our heart. If someone is cruel, we say she or he is heartless. We say, oh, come on, have a heart. We know people can die of a broken heart. We label the heart as the center of our emotions. And many times, when we must make a serious decision, we follow our thoughts, use common sense and logic, and we leave the heart out of the equation. That's not usually wise. Sometimes making a totally emotional choice is not so good either. If we're going to follow a wise method, a good way, a smooth path in life, let's be sure our heartfelt desires are part of our equation. When we know what our heart desires, we can put our energy into that direction. Our hearts usually won't lead us astray. Matthew 5:8 reads, "How blessed are those whose hearts are pure, they shall see God." Friends might guide us by saying, create peace in your life. If we watch the TV news, we can see very blatantly that there's not a whole lot of peace in our world. Everyone has the opportunity to walk his or her path, even if it's a rocky, war-torn path. Our road is up to us to imagine, to create, and to manifest. Our goal is to imagine the peace that we'd like to experience in life. Our task is to demonstrate peace, to feel it inside and let it show. Every Sunday we sing, "Let there be peace." Peace begins with me, with you, with each of us. As we create peace in our little corner of the world, others will catch the effect. We'll be role models for them. Love and peace can be very contagious. If we want to achieve peacefulness, we must release resistance. Usually, we don't put ourselves into a dramatic situation where we are without food or water for any length of time, where we do damage to our bodies. However, it's not uncommon for people to deprive their bodies of something equally important: alliance with source energy. It's a good idea to drink when we are thirsty and maintain our well-being before we get dehydrated. In the same way, it's vital to change our thoughts and release resistance at the very first indication of negative emotions. Sure, we can handle negative emotions for a while, maybe for a rather long time. But it's not the optimal experience for the cells of our bodies. When we learn to release the resistance in the early, subtle stages, our physical bodies thrive more easily. Thriving is truly natural for us. John 14:27 reads, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you." Sometimes we're directed to just fall in love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Falling in love is the most fun a human can have. It's exciting, scary, tumultuous, and great fun. If you have a love partner, do something this week to absolutely rekindle the spark that you felt when you courted. If you don't have a love partner, do something this week to absolutely fall in love with you. Are you your strongest ally or your worst enemy? You are your most important product. You will always be your own closest ally. Plan to fall in love again and again. Create those exciting emotions and joyful moments. We each are liquid love in these physical bodies. We each are vessels through which source energy flows. You are an aspect of God. You are made of source energy. You are the creator of your own life. Mark 12:31 reads, "You shall love your neighbor as you love yourself." Friends might guide us, give direction, and tell us to show more gratitude. Being in a state of appreciation and gratitude is the key to getting in and staying in our vibrational vortex of creation. When we truly express gratitude and appreciation, we can experience the absence of resistance and gain true alignment with all that we desire to be. You know, if you're frustrated with something, something's really bugging you. I'm alive, alert, awake, joyous, and enthusiastic about doing this, whatever it is. Raking the leaves, scrubbing the toilet, cleaning up after the husband, whatever it is. Self is the most important thing to which we can send our appreciation and gratitude. Loving self is truly important. But remember, self is not just this body. Our self is our soul self, our eternal self, our higher self, which just happens to reside in this physical apparatus. Charles Fillmore said, "It is an easy matter to give thanks for what we have already received, but it's not so easy to give thanks for what we hope to receive. However, giving thanks in advance brings to pass a present expectation." And he wrote, "Gratitude, even on a mental plane, is a great magnet." Remember, thoughts are electromagnetic energy. Colossians 3:17 reads, "Whatever you are doing, whether you speak or act, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him." Whether we speak or act, give thanks. From our friends, we might get some direction that says, enjoy the little things, the little things. I'm sure you've heard the expression, don't worry about the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Little things, small moments are the stuff of life. Some of the smallest gestures of kindness from others are the things we recall most easily and for the longest. Little things can be great expressions of love. A hug, a kind word, a real thank you note, a smile, a few words of encouragement, a couple of cookies wrapped up in a paper towel, all express a very gentle love and will be remembered. What are the little things in your life that you remember best? What have been the little things that have made you smile? Do we even give special notice to the little things happening daily? Do we try to create joyful little moments for others? The entities of Abraham Hicks say, your happiness is the most significant contribution that you could make. In your reaching for happiness, they say, you are opening a vortex which makes you an avenue for the well-being to flow through you. Anything that is your object of attention under those conditions benefits by the infusion of your well-being. John 15:11 said, Jesus said, I have spoken thus to you, so that my joy may be in you and your joy may be complete. Another little bit of direction we might get from a family member or friend is dream big. I read somewhere that our dreams are too small. If we desire something, we can choose to expand on that idea. The strong magnetic law of attraction will bring each of us just what is our own, the reaping of the seeds that we've already sown. Our return will come. It can't escape the law, even though that return might come through a very different channel from what we expect. If we declare the specific channels through which our good must come, we are likely to shut off our own good supply. Instead of desiring and creating something small, let's desire and create even more so that we have plenty to share. Acts 2:17 reads, God said, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Another good bit of direction is believe in miracles. Fillmore said, God never performs miracles if by miracles is meant a departure from universal law. Whatever the prophets did was done by the operation of laws inherent in beingness and open to the discovery of every person. It's a tricky lesson to learn that we can be and can have anything we truly desire. We must have the spiritual will to be healthy, happy, and prosperous. All things are possible to anyone who believes in the power of God within, waiting to be made manifest at his or her word. It's our faith in the power of love of the Universal Father that allows the magic, the miracles, and the coincidental happenings. Whatever possibility our minds conceive, that is for us to achieve. This is the law of the universe. The entities of Abraham Hicks say very much the same thing. We want you to understand that abundance expands proportionately to match desire, and that there is great untapped abundance not yet allowed by the very humans who have created it. When your life experience causes a focused desire within you, the means to fulfill that desire is created at the same time. But you have to be on the vibrational wavelength with your desire in order to see the path to the fulfillment of it. So our spiritual awareness is vitally important to our joyful experiences. Mark 9:23 reads, Jesus said unto him, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. More good guidance and direction says, live in the now. All the research I've done tells me that we only have now. We know that 3 minutes ago is what is now called the past, and it's gone. We know that 3 minutes from now is out there in the future somewhere, and we don't yet have that. We cannot live in either the past or the future minutes. We can think about them, contemplate what we did then or what we might do then, but we cannot get there. What we call life is happening in each now moment. We are getting a continuing series of now moments, like little boxes on a conveyor belt coming to us now, now, now. All of us really do know this, but we get caught up in an activity and forget to focus on right now. Life happens now. Now is our point of power. All decisions and choices are made in a now moment. We cannot escape the eternal now. If we daydream of the future or wish or hope things were different, then we're really not dealing with right now. And there goes a now moment. It's already gone. Now it's past. We are forever in the now. And if we're in the now, we'd be wise to pay more attention to it. Now is not going away. John 4:23, but the hour comes, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeks such to worship him. But the hour comes and is now. If every day we could just hang on to some of these ideas, these bits of instruction, guidance, and directions, we'd get further in life faster. None of these ideas are complicated. They're not beyond our understanding. But these directions and guidelines can still be hard to follow. The very best directions to follow that we've ever been given are those from Jesus. Mark 12:28-32, the first of all the commandments, Jesus said, is you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. That's a big one. Love must come first. That's the main road on any map in life. Then from that level of thought, from the level of love, from that understanding, from that point of faith, we can create miracles. So are we here on earth to get things done? No. We can already see that we do things and then we undo them. Or we do them again and someone else undoes them. It's kind of like making a bed every morning. We make it, we unmake it, we make it, we unmake it, we make it, we pull it down, we pull it up, we pull it down. It's not the doing that counts. It's the thrill we get out of the process, whatever we're doing. And if we're loving God while we're making the bed, or unmaking the bed, or changing a tire, or getting the groceries, or scrubbing the toilet, or picking up after someone, it's the joy we feel in the process. That's what life is all about. That's what's really important. We humans keep thinking, I have to be going towards the goal. You know, we compare a lot of things to football. Touchdown! Success! That's a flawed premise. There is no goal except love God. Love. Love yourself. Love everybody. Love. Life is eternal. How long is eternity? If life is eternal, what's the goal we think we're working toward in this short 50, 60, 80, 90-year life? This might come as a surprise, but we are on a continuous, eternal cycle of joyous becoming. Not doing, becoming. Who are we becoming? How are we becoming? In what way do I want to become next? We will never, ever, ever, ever get it done. Eternity is forever, and we will forever be becoming something new. Let's become love. I think that's one of the best compliments we could give anybody is, that person is so loving. Because they're so loving, they're always joyous. They always have a smile on their face. I'd love to be around that person. Wouldn't you like that said about you? I'd like it said about me. It's not always true. I know that. I'm working on it. I am becoming. Everything that anyone has ever done or created or lived was an idea first, meaning it was first a vibration. Every single thing we can think of started in mind first. That thing became manifested because someone focused their vibrations on it long enough, gave their attention to it long enough, and willed it so. Let's not ask if that thing is true or undeniable. The better question is, how does that make me feel when I focus on it? If our answer is that it doesn't make us feel very good when we give our attention to it and we focus on it, then it doesn't serve us in any good way. Let it go. Release the resistance of struggling with that thing that doesn't make me feel very good, whatever it is. So instead, let's activate a different part of our vibration and allow that thing to shift to something better, which does serve us. If we're going to be good at following directions, one good bit of advice comes from the entities of Abraham Hicks, and they say, many of the relationships or experiences that you have attracted were not done by deliberate intent, but rather by default. It's important to understand that you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. And chronic thoughts about unwanted things invite or ask for matching experiences. Ooh. I don't know about you, but I'm convicted. Guilty. They say the law of attraction makes it so. Nothing avoids the law of attraction. We, in our thinking, our mind action, as Fillmore would say, are attracting. This is what we need to control. And guess what? I'm the only one who can control this. You're the only one who can control your mind and your thinking action. We've got to get it under control. We have to. We in Unity have learned that we don't have lots and lots of folks with whom we can discuss these principles, these directions. There's not a big crowd of folks who are aware that they are at the leading edge of thought and creation. Thank goodness we have a spiritual family of like-minded people right here. All of us humans, think of the globe, all the countries, all of us humans are on the leading edge of thought and creation. What in the world are we doing? Then we bring it back to this room. And what are we doing? And then I bring it back to this and I say, what am I doing? I can do better. I can do better. We must know that, especially, we have to know that information, especially if we want to use it and utilize it to our advantage. The one divine mind has given us many books and sets of instructions, guidelines, maps, directions, and given them through many different sources. Jesus, Charles Fillmore in Unity, Neil Donald Walsh, Seth and Jane Roberts, Mother Teresa, Dr. Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks, the Buddha, even Oprah. Basically, they've all given us the same kind of directions. They've each provided the same kind of maps. They've each given us great guidance. And their guidance and their maps are free for us to use. Speaking of freedom, this is to wake you all up now. A little boy was frustrated with all the rules he had to learn to follow. And he asked his dad, "Daddy, how soon will I be old enough to be free to do as I please?" And his daddy thought a minute and says, "Well, son, I don't know. No male has lived that long." If we desire to be free enough to be happy, healthy, wise, and wealthy, we must get a handle on our thoughts, on our mind action, our faith, and follow the divine guidelines and maps that we've already been given. Every act of healing, Jesus said, your faith has made you whole. Your faith has made you whole. In other words, look beyond all this physical stuff. Put on your metaphysical eyeglasses. We've all been given the roadmap, the guidebook, the best plan, a good set of directions. As we heard from the passage in Mark's Gospel, Jesus gives the one message that he wants everyone to get, and that is how we are to love. Can we choose to follow the great directions we've already been given? We can. Let's choose to do a better job of following the divine guide. Let's focus on and choose to feel happy, healthy, wise and wealthy, alive, alert, awake, joyous, and enthusiastic about life. And let's focus on that in our time of meditation. This is the time when we settle into a quiet inner space and refresh our connection with Divine Mind. Close your eyes for a private encounter and relax. Let the chair hold you. Let your shoulders down and focus on your breathing gently in and out. Quiet the chatter in your mind and rest in your inner silence. Feel the life force within you. Go to that place inside where you are fully aware of your connection to divine source energy. Let your intention for the next few minutes be to gain insight on saying yes to life. There is no one way to live your life. There is only the step-by-step adventure with no knowable distant plan. When one is saying yes, it does not matter upon what the foot rests at a step's completion. Wherever it is will be the perfect place to say yes again. Sit in your inner silence for a brief time and breathe the word yes in and out of your heart. Allow the mind to soften its hold. As you allow yourself to experience physically breathing into the next moment of yes, you will find your chest filling, softening all the no's you ever learned to say. Let the knowings of comfort, of truth, of love come to you and receive them as your own. Let yes become your mantra, your magical key, your silent friend. Yes requires practice. Faith requires practice. The allowing of love requires practice. It is all a choice. In the beginning, your yes requires will. It demands courage. The yes may last as long as it takes to say the three-letter word, and then it might vanish. Say it again, yes. The mind wonders, how do I know what I'm saying yes to? You don't. And so begins the adventure. Again, sit in your inner silence for a brief time and breathe the word yes in and out of your heart. Allow your mind to soften its hold. rejoicing in the love of divine mind, bring your insight back to the rest of your days, and gently bring your focus back to your body, to the chair, to the room, and when you're ready to say yes to life, open your eyes. If you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. And so it is.